Hello, this is Mrs. Neubauer, and let's work on our penmanship. So, when people started writing the alphabet, they only used 25 letters. Nobody knew why. I hope you're enjoying my lesson jokes. I do enjoy them myself. Okay, so our lesson goal for number 10 is to write the letters K, Y, and Z. So 3 more loop letters. This is going to be our third loop. So remember, our first one was ELB, and then we had our HFJ, and now we have our KYZ. Now I know I'm not going through the alphabet in alphabetical order because we're learning about the different letter strokes, so that's why I keep them kind of like what they're like. And then when we get to the uppercase, we'll definitely go through the alphabet the correct way. So you're doing a great job. This is a very challenging to work on penmanship with print and also with our cursive. So cursive is definitely a whole different language of letters compared to our print letters, which you're used to in most books. Okay, so we're going to go over K, Y, and Z before we get started. So just like we've been working with our loop letters, we're going to loop up and straight down. So remember, we did that with our H. So same thing, but this time K is a little different. So K, this is the only letter that does this. So you kind of come up on a curve with the H, but then you're going to come back in the middle and bring it out. So K's definitely look a lot different. You know what? This probably doesn't look like a letter K to you, but after we've been practicing, you'll get used to seeing it. So definitely think of K, think K for kid, K for kite. Okay, so now we have Y. So we've done both of the letter strokes before. So we have our over curve and come up. And then it's just like our J. We just practiced this J loop. So down, come back, and cross at the baseline. So you've done both of these before. This would be like a V, and then we have our J. Okay, and last one, Z. Z is kind of like the K. It's kind of got its own thing going on, kind of curve and come up. But then it's almost, well, I guess it's its own letter. But it's got a loop. That's why I put it with the loop letters. So coming on up, come back down, kind of curve, and come back around. So both sides curve. When we did our J, it was straight, and our Y. So I didn't want to put it in with the originals, which we'll do last, but it's a different letter, but it still has our loop, so I put it in the loops. Okay, so let's do some warm-up loops, more loops. We'll just do some little loops because it's our third day. So loop, we're going to just do straight down loops, just our fingers, straight up and curve and come down. Good. Let's just do bottom loop. So we're going to straight down and loop, straight down and loop, just our fingers. Oh, this warm-up's kind of complicated today, isn't it? Sorry, guys. Okay, let's just do some continuous loops. There we go. That'll really warm up the fingers. It's always good to warm up both sides. You don't want one hand to be, oh my God, so much more muscle in this hand than this hand. I'm just being funny. It's not, I mean, I don't think you can see there's different hand muscles. Well, maybe there is. I'm not into weightlifting that much, but I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's get started on our lesson. Make sure you're giving me L. Make sure your ears are over your shoulders, your back's nice and straight, you're sitting, you have lots of space to work with, so you can get your worksheet and your pen or pencil, and I'll switch cameras so you can get started. Okay, so hopefully you have number 10 printed off, loop letters 3. We're working on our lowercase letters K, Y, and Z. Trace over the letters by staying in the lines and try some on your own. And of course, this is our C is for cursive class, so working on that penmanship. Okay, so, I didn't mean to say okay, but okay. Just recall that these letters look a lot different, and then maybe you can relate it to what it looks like with print. So just remember, cursive is about continuing to write one big string of letters. So that's why the K looks a little different. Almost looks like an R at the bottom, doesn't it? I always think K's look like R's. Okay, you ready to go? So this one's 3 different letter strokes connected together. So it's just like our L or L loop, but just like the H becomes straight down. The second one almost looks like a curved P. Come around, touch that dash line and curve back to the middle. We haven't had to practice that yet, so that might be a little strange. And then the last one is to do down to the baseline and curve out. That's going to connect the next word. Okay, so we have 5 to try, so these are definitely a little bit more difficult today. Make sure you're slowing down again. All right, so haven't already said it, make sure you have good habits. You're holding your pen or pencil like a triangle and tracing over my letters. Okay, so make sure you're staying in the lines, you're not coming out of your lines. And just like I said, holding your pen or pencil like a triangle. Make sure it's nice light hold, curve and come up, straight down. All right, it's kind of strange. You kind of come over and curve, touch that dash line, come back in the middle, and then keeping that pen or pencil on the paper, the last part. So it's all about connecting. Cursive is a fast handwriting system. Once you have these letters down, you'll be set to go. But let's develop the nice, good habits first. So when you're writing smaller and faster, you're more confident. And as they say, it's legible, so you can read it. Someone else can read it. All right, I don't know. I picked up my finger because I've been talking too much. I sure like writing. I like writing. I like talking about writing. Cursive is awesome. Okay. Okay again. I say okay a lot. Let's try a K all on your own. All right, so slow it down. Curve, touch the bottom. We're going to loop up our letter to the top. And then remember, when you touch the top, you go straight down to the bottom. Don't pick up your pen. You're going to curve over to that dash line, come back to the middle, and then down to the bottom and curve it up. That is the most challenging letter today. We're starting off all our energy with the most challenging K. Let's try one more. Curve, loop, and come up. Touch the top, straight down. Touch the bottom line, curve to the dashed, curve and come back. Lots of curves. Holy cow, I said curve how many times? Now, it's up to you if you want to finish your row of Ks, so you're welcome to pause the video. Otherwise, let's start on our Y. So, just like our V, you can actually see when you separate, it does look like a V, but you're going to add that J to it. So J straight down, curve to the left and back. So let's trace over it. Over curve, under curve, straight up, and then straight down, curve when you come down to that line, and curve and hopefully intersect at the baseline. Okay, so let's practice 4, and then you can try some on your own. So over curve coming up, straight under curve, remember we call that a compound curve, and once you touch the top, and you go straight down, curve to the left, intersect at that baseline and end. So just like our J. Okay, another Y. Okay. Nice. Come back down straight, curve to the left and end. All right, so you can see my undercurves are getting a little bit more closer together. That's okay. This is handwriting. All your letters aren't going to look the same for sure. All right, so nice and slow and controlled. Remember, creating that muscle memory. You're creating visual memory of what the letters look like too. So hopefully you're memorizing your letters as you write them. So this is definitely a difficult class. You're doing a great job. That's why we're only doing 3 for each lesson, so you can continue to practice. Okay, so try it on your own. Over curve, under curve, coming up. Straight line down. Right when you get to that line, curve it to the left. And our loop back through to the right. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so our Y for yes, you can yes continue on to the end if you want to pause it. Otherwise, let's start with our Z. All right, so like I just said, Z is a kind of an original letter, but I put it with our loops because it has a loop on it. Excuse me. Okay, so it's basically it's an over curve, straight down, and then some people kind of curve it back a little like I did here, and then some people don't. So your Z is definitely authentic letter, as they say, one of a kind. So this time when you do your loop, you're coming a little bit above the bottom. Curve it down, curve it back. So loop, upside down loop, I guess, right? We've been doing our loops up, so we're doing a loop the opposite way. All right, so let's try connecting those 2 letter strokes. So up, over curve, straight down. So you're going above a little bit, loop down, loop it back. 3 more. Okay, over curve, down, a little bit above, loop it back. Okay, another over curve, straight down, above that line, loop it up, loop it down, and ending. So your J and your Y and your Z all are going to kind of come back at a different curve than the rest, like our other letters, and different angle. Last one, over curve, coming up. This one comes up a little bit more, and that's okay. Remember, it's handwriting. Don't have to have all the letters look like you're a robot printing your letter, or sorry, robot doing cursive. Okay, so let's try one on our own. All right, curve and come up, our over curve, straight back down. Gonna come up and loop it down, loop it up. Whoa, that Z is pretty cool. All right, so you're going to continue your Z's on till the end of the row. And then when you finish, you can start connecting. We're going to connect our K's, just like we've been doing. And you can continue on your own. Connect your Y's. And then you get used to that different exit stroke. Coming on to the next one. And your Z's. So there's not a lot of letters that have Z, but it's always good to know how to write it in cursive. And continue on. And of course the last one, I put them all together, so this is definitely never going to be in a word. There are words that have K and Y next to each other. I can't recall words with Y and Z, but that doesn't mean that they're not out there. All right, so you're going to practice K, Y, Z, K, Y, Z, K, Y, Z. And continue on your own. Okay, so our loop letters 3 practice. All right, so that's a great job today. We have our lesson goal number 10 of writing the letters K, Y, and Z. I think together we did a lot of practice together, and you're going to continue on your sheet all on your own and connect them at the bottom, just like you've done. So just remember, if you're having a challenge in some of the words, some of the letters, or looping them, just print off another worksheet and keep on going. Eventually, the mind and the hand are going to connect, and it's going to come natural for you. I'm hoping you're already at this level with as many lessons as we've done through our letters, because we're getting done with our letters pretty fast, and we're almost there to writing them together to form words. So you just keep practicing, and remember, progress over perfection.